Okay, I'm recording. Great. Do I have control of the?
Let me make sure. Let me see. Multiple. You do now. You've got control.
So I could share the screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll give this a try. Why is there two? Okay, can everybody see? Let's see. What can you see? Is it time and space?
Yes. Love it.
Okay.
Your sign into Cortana is up as well on the left-hand side.
Yeah, I'm trying to get my cursor here.
Oh, I see.
Sometimes
There we go.
Cortana pops up when we don't want her.
Is this going to work? There we go. 1 second. Now we got it, right?
Yes, look at that.
Okay. Yeah, this is kind of cool. I have 3 monitors in front of me, so I'm trying to get used to this. First time I've done a presentation like this. So today I'm going to talk about time and space, as it says on the picture in front of you, and I'll just go right into it. I'm talking about different parts of time and space, so I'll break it down a little bit. As far as time is, we all have the same amount of time, 24 hours a day, and that's why it's called the great equalizer, right? But we can organize our time. We figure out how much time we have during the day, and we'll call that X amount of hours that we do our work, right? Because try to work 8 hours, but we know sometimes that's not true. So we have to figure out. Then we have meetings, right? No, the meetings we're doing now on Zoom is great time saver because we don't have to travel. So we can call travel Y and subtract that and save some time there. Isn't that great? We got more time. Now, afterwards, usually I find myself, I have to review the meetings and I have to figure out who didn't make the meeting and send out emails, and that adds more to my time. So I came up with this simple little equation here, like X minus Y equals Z, and that's your day and part of your evening. So that's pretty much how you figure your time during the day. And then there's the space. The space I'm talking about is not space like outer space, but the space like on your phone. If you ever got a warning like this one, you see on here, the space could run out if you start using videos more, or more documents, more pictures. And what they have is a cloud is where it's going. And if you're using a lot more stuff, then you're going to have to pay more money. And it gets more expensive as you go along. I'm finding that out. I think I have 2 things on my page that are eating up that space. So that's just the phone. I'm getting feedback from somebody. Like I say here, the average is 2.5 gigabytes just for a Zoom meeting. If you do an hour Zoom meeting, that's saving that. And if you're trying to use that, if you ever try to email a video,
Yes.
or if you try to,
It doesn't go through, Jim.
yeah, or if you try to put it on your website or some kind of project management, it takes way too much space. So I think the answer to this is, where could you get unlimited space, and where could you get it for free? Because I'm all about free, and that's YouTube. Because YouTube could save you time and space, and it's free. I really like how I use it. In this presentation, I'm not going to show you how to set up a YouTube account. If you're interested, you can email me. You can email me something in a request, and I'll look for a good YouTube video which somebody else made. I found a couple of them that helped me get my YouTube set up, and I'll show you kind of how that goes as we go along. But as far as space and time savers, I came up with this trio pack, I call. And the trio is Zoom, YouTube, and Trello. And for instance, we're on this Zoom meeting right now, so it's being recorded and we want to share it with some people, but how do you share it? How do you share it securely? How do you get people access to it? and that's where YouTube comes in. Now with Zoom, you can, when you record, you can save it. I'm going to get into this a little bit more, little demonstration how I do it. But you record the meeting, and then I save it to my laptop. I don't save everything to a cloud because I want my own copy. Same thing if you have a mailing list on somebody else's website, like Constant Contact or something like that, you should still have a copy of that on some kind of a database of your own saved on your computer, so you don't have, if that company goes out of business, there goes your whole list. So always have a backup. So I'll show you how I do a backup, and how to put this connection onto YouTube so people have access to it. Then I go one more step. I have a project management board because we have a board of directors, and these people need to have access to different things. So you can also access the videos on Trello as well. And there's ways, I'll show how I use Trello. I can't see anybody, but does anybody use Trello?
I do. I'm Nicole.
I used to, I'm not using it right now.
Yeah, I've been using it for several years now. It's really been helpful as far as places to store stuff, like documents and things, but you can't store videos on it because they only give you 10 megabytes. Unless you want to spend a lot of money, and I'm all about free, right? So I'll show you how to use YouTube for that as well. Now, once the meeting's over, we're going to start with Zoom, and you close it out. This usually pops up if you're recording it, and it says that it's converting it to a meeting record. It's converting it into a file. When that's all done, usually the file pops up. And then what you can do is on the files, whoops, let me go back. How do I go back?
The bottom. Oh, there you go.
There we go. Oh, sorry. Got sensitive keyboard. Okay, let's see. Right to here. I don't have a lot of slides, so this should work out. Okay, so it goes into files. So I'm going to click on files here, if this will work. Can you see that? No.
Yes.
You can see the file manager.
File manager, and then Zoom. It's probably alphabetical on the.
No, I have a pop-up that just came up, and it's files. Let me go to. I have to pull this up because it's kind of important to show you this. I was hoping that when you make a link, it'll put it up on the presentation instead of on something else, but working with Zoom and working with PowerPoint is kind of unique. Okay, now I got to find out where it went. See, I'm seeing you guys up here. Hang on. I don't have access. This is a weird presentation because I haven't had a way to practice this. How do I get my file manager up? I have to somehow get out of this. Okay. So technical difficulties, right? You have to go. Do I have you back? Everybody?
We're back. Yes.
Okay, share screen.
We're like the Brady Bunch.
And we're back. Okay, now you see the file. You
Yes.
see the Zoom as well?
The Zoom, I don't.
Just the file, right? Okay.
Yeah, just the files. If you go down, yeah, if you go.
Okay, so what we do is look for where did that file go? That's the question, right?
Go all the way down. I think it's.
I know where it is.
Oh.
Okay, so I found that where the file went is in documents. You click on documents. It's just hard to do. Go back. Okay, we're in documents, and you look in the file, it says Zoom, so you click on Zoom, and then it's going to save it all the way at the bottom. Somehow the order on mine is backwards. So this is, let's say this is our meeting here. Okay, That's our meeting today. We closed out. Trying to open it. And what you get, the video's gone. Okay, that's not the one. Sorry. Go back. There's one more somewhere. It's at the very bottom. There it is. So when you open this up, you'll have 3 or 4 files. Okay, so you have 3 files. You have audio recording. If someone left a chat, there'll be another one. What I do on this is I right-click this, which is going to allow me to change the video, and then I'm going to file it somewhere. It's running slow. So I can go to rename. I'm just going to kind of go through what I do.
Thank you.
each time.
This is awesome.
I'll put TTR, and you can put all kinds of different things, but so you can identify it later. Then I'm going to do is move it into a file that I created so I can easily access it later instead of trying to do it. See, it looks like a little 35mm time and space. Now it saved it right to that file. So if I open up time and space, there's the file. So that part of it's done. So now we have it saved on the computer and makes a great backup. Now what we're going to do is go into YouTube. Let's see if this works. I'm not in the presentation, right? Let me go back. Okay, see, this is going back and forth. This is real hard to do, and I thought I could do it. You're supposed to just click on it.
This is amazing, Jim. Amazing stuff.
Okay, so screen share stopped. Okay, yeah, maybe again with somebody else. What's that say? Sharing is still shared. Okay, just jumping back and forth. Shared screen. Okay. I need to get back to the presentation. Is that this one, right? This is the bad thing about Zoom is now going back. Let's tab back, shift back. Bear with me. I had this presentation. I did it 3 times without Zoom, and then you get on Zoom, and that's Nicole. She knows my frustration with Zoom.
Yep, we share. We love you, Zoom, in case anybody from Zoom's watching, but it's hard to navigate.
Let's see if this works. It's supposed to just open it up, but it don't, does it?
Something's
Okay.
opening up here.
You can't see it, right? You just see the PowerPoint presentation.
Well, no, we see something now. We see YouTube.
You see YouTube.
Want
You
to
did?
lose weight for good?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, YouTube shows up.
I have YouTube on my bottom screen. I have the presentation on my left, and I have on the left and right. But the cursor only goes from left to right. It doesn't go, there it is. Okay. Now on here, this is my YouTube channel. When I open it up, it automatically saves to YouTube. So to save some time, go to your videos. I think it's going. Okay, it should stay. This should be good. Okay, so what I do is go to my videos, which should be here any second. This is that time thing we're talking about, right? Okay, from here, what I want to do is create a new video. So I'm going to go up to upload videos, up to upload videos. And then it's going to select files. And I'm going to go look for that one file that we had. which was time and space. I hope we can find it. Anybody see time and space? No, it's in the desktop, I think. Space.
I see it. It's right there. Yep.
There it is. Got it.
Yes.
Okay, and there's our file, the one movie. So we'll go ahead and click on that and click open. Then it's gonna download the video. Now while that's downloading, we got a lot of stuff we can do. There's what they call a link right here. This is the link to your YouTube. And with this link here, you can post it on Trello. You can send it to people. But there's one key thing is, let's see. It's going to ask you if it's for kids or not. This is an important question. Say no, because it gives you a lot of restrictions if it is. And one more. Where'd it go? Okay, this is the important one. This is whether your video is going to be public, unlisted, or private. If you make it public, anybody can see it. And if this is like a board meeting like I do, I don't want anybody to see it. So what I do is I click unlisted. If you click private, nobody can see it except you on your site. So if you want to do something like you're practicing a speech or something, you don't want anybody to see it, then you click it on private and nobody can see it. But in order for other people to see it, you have to have this link. But all they do is need the link. So you click on this and it copies it. Now I can take this link and send it to on an email and tell people we had a great meeting today, and this was what you missed, and I can send that out on an email. I don't have to email any video, so it's going to take a lot of time that way. Save time and space just by having that link. And this will always be in your video when you see. I'll go back to save. I'm going to close this. I don't really need to do that. This will show up in your video. Right now it's downloading, but I can go back and change that. This is, see where it says unlisted down here? I can change that to public or private if I want to. I could delete the video if we're no longer using it, but it's stored on YouTube and it stays there for a long, long time. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is Trello. It's working, right? You see Trello?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, great. I knew something's gonna work. Okay, so I'm trying to find my cursor. I think I see the cursor on the screen. Let's see, going back and forth here. There it is. Okay, what I've done is with Trello, you have what's called boards. So I have different boards here, depending on which group of people I'm working with or what project I have. And so this is kind of a project management site. So what I've done is created time and space. Same thing as far as learning how to do this. They have YouTube videos and stuff. But you can have a nice background, and then it gives you what you're going to be doing, doing and done. You can make many of these different groups. So I made one up, save time, is called today's meeting. And I call it work group meetings. And what I've done is every time we have a meeting, I add a new card. So all I have to do is click add new card and then give it another title, like now meeting or something like that. So now I have another one. When you open this up, what you have is a description and all kinds of information just on that meeting, and it's real accessible. So what I do is write a comment, where we go back. So what I'm going to do is, why does it say please? Okay, so what I'm going to do is put the video that I just made in and save it. So if somebody wants to, they don't have to look for that email. They can just find the video right there on Trello. And I usually in the description section, I have the agenda and things like that. Anything that has to do with that particular meeting, I can put right on there and people have access to it. Now, the nice thing about this is you can also share it, and you can send that link to the people that need to see this video. These are people that are on this board. They already have to have permission to be on it through email. So they're the only ones who could see it. Like for me, it's the board of directors on this board. I have another board where I deal with artists, and they go on that board. They have no access to this one. So I feel real secure to have this video, and I can share this link right here, send it into the email, and when they click on it, it'll take them right to this board, because I've been doing this for 2 years and I have a lot of information, and for them to just say it's on Trello, go look for it, it's going to take a while. So I want to save time and just click that link right there, and we're good to go on that. So using the, do you see the, what do you see on the screen?
The 6th slide, the Zoom recording.
Okay, good. This is working good now. Okay, so that's pretty much the 3 things that I use and how I save time and space. And I really like having all that stuff for free. There's way you can always upgrade and get more advantages. I haven't found them yet that it's worth it to me on Trello or YouTube. The only advantage of YouTube when you pay more money is you don't have to watch commercials. Really not helping me. There's probably some other benefits, but that's pretty much my presentation on how I save time and money using Zoom, YouTube, and Trello. So I'll open up to questions if anybody has any.
Can you talk a little bit more about Trello? I'm not familiar with that platform or kind of the purpose of it. So just wondering if you could give a little more information about it and how you found it helpful.
What I like about it is because it's in real time. Like for instance, if I'm working, it's a project management. So if you think in the eyes of a project management, like you're doing a project, there's all these different capabilities it has. Different projects, you can set up a board for a project, and then you have certain people working on that project. So if they add or subtract, they can post what they've done, and then you can move that whole line to another section that it's done, or so you're able to move things around. And anytime someone could access it, that's in the group. They don't have to call me, don't have to email me. The information's right there. Sometimes I'll send like the email with that link on it. If I have something I want everybody to look at, I can do that. And everybody has the same access that's in the group. They can add or subtract. They can control that whole board. So I find that really good. Does that help? I know these are just introductions to these 3, but once you get using it, I could probably do something later on where to just do Trello or just do YouTube by itself. But right now,
Jim, we can add to, like, say somebody does a document, right? Like say somebody does an outline for a project. Somebody else with access can actually add to that outline, right? Couldn't they get in there? Oh, it reminds me almost of like a live Google Doc.
A Google, okay.
Something like that. It's really cool because we've worked on things in the board, and it's like Jan will jump in and add something, and
yeah,
it's really cool.
It's nice, and it's all there. So like for instance, I looked back on the meeting we did last year in January, and I said, wow, I wonder what we talked about. And there's the video from the meeting. I could watch that, and the agenda's right there, and I could pick up at any point in time and rewatch any of that stuff. So anything like that. That's why I like it. It's right there. And that link is stored on YouTube. So you can do unlimited amount, where Trello itself only allows 10 megabytes unless you start paying more money. Then you got monthly fees. And so I just use the link like I showed you.
Sure. Okay.
Are the Trello boards searchable so that if there's a topic and I've included that in like the notes section, can I go back later and search for that topic and it'll pull it up?
I believe there is a search for it. Yeah, you can, but I haven't used it. It would be something to look at. I kind of limit myself on how much of it I use, but I bet there's a lot more depending on your project and how you want to do it. There was a time I used it and then I didn't use it for like a year or so. And then I got back on. It was still there. Nothing got moved. I got old stuff I had to go through and just get rid of because it just stays there. And it's really neat. It's free.
So your like home screen, when you log on, you'll see like all your different boards that you have. And then, so each board is like a project or like a group of people. So for example, Jim has one for the board of directors. And once you go in there, it's just so helpful because like he showed you today, he'll have one board and it kind of goes like this for the meetings. So we can add each meeting that we have. And then you get in there and we can add the minutes from the meeting. He adds the video if somebody was not able to make it, notes, ideas. It's wonderful. And that's just in that project, just one board, so then we would have like the bylaws, you know what I mean? Just like different areas. So it's really cool. So yeah, so even if you wanted to have a note section, you can and date it, you can title the notes, you can, it's really cool. It's specific. That's what I like about it. And it solves a problem, Jim, from Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? We had the TTR presents for the Southside networking partners. So I recorded the Zoom. It's an hour long. And then I'm like, oh, Jennifer, I'll just email it to you. And it wouldn't let me because it was over 25. And I'm like, darn it. So I posted it on the Facebook page so she can have access. But now I'm going to do my YouTube channel and you can have how many YouTube channels? It could be, one for TTR. It could be one for Start Your Week. It could be, and then Jennifer, and then even Trello, and then Jennifer can easily get that. So, I'm excited. Thank you. Solve the problem.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great organization tool. Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, it all work together nicely. The Zoom is just an example of a video, but I use that all the time. We use that all the time these days. So it's a great way. Like not everybody's here at this meeting, so how are they going to find out about it? Well, you probably send them an email, but if it's on YouTube, you can send an email and link it to them that way. That way they have it. That's why I like
Maybe you
Trello.
could share your YouTube. Maybe you could put this on YouTube.
That's why I like Trello, because I'll say, Nicole, could you go back to last February and get that email I sent so you have a link to the video? That's crazy. So you just go to the Trello board and it's right there. It's all
Go to the
organized.
date. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why that's there. Am I still not sharing? Any more questions? Or? I think I see everybody, right?
Yes. No more sharing. So I'll go ahead and stop recording. Thank you so much, Jim. That's such great info. Monica, do you want to add anything before, or anybody wants to add anything before I stop recording?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
On my end.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead.